Hello everyone. Hello everyone. We finally figured it out. Here we are.
Hello,
Welcome back.
back for another Card Haven.
Welcome back to the Card Haven. It is good to see you all. I realise that I've got this on the wrong side. Apologies. Let me just move that up a bit. There we go. So now we can see our lovely new info ticker. Thank you very much to our community team, and welcome everyone back to the Card Haven. We've done it.
Ooh.
Good to see everyone again. This is the second time that we're running the Card Haven. We're very excited to be back. It's always a fun time to be able to hang out with you guys and get a bit of gameplay done. For those who were here last time, we were obviously playing a whole bunch of card games. And by card games, I mean many, many games of Clans of London, which we will be doing today. So, my name is Tom. For those who've never seen me before, I'm one of the designers on Clans of London. Been here for a while, prototyping the game, bringing it out into the masses for you guys to enjoy. And with me, my good friend and colleague George.
Hello, I am George, the other designer on Clans of London, and yes, we've been at this for a little while, and now just last month we global launched. And we're excited to show it off to the world, get some games in, show some exciting gameplay, and answer questions, kind of open Q&A, generally here to, play some games, talk through interesting things. What deck are we starting with? I'm curious. I don't know what you prepped.
Well, so I've got a few decks here. I've actually made sure to kind of reset them to what we had last time, so that we could kind of build the decks together live on stream. I have played a fair amount. For those who have kind of seen the last stream, that was obviously 2 weeks ago, and I think we're planning on doing these fairly regularly so you can kind of keep up with the journey. But we're way into Series 2 of the cards now. We've got a whole bunch of new options, and we're going to kind of click around through my collection and do some deck building and play some games. So what decks have I got? I've got kind of a few different themed decks here. I've got a kind of elitist power deck, which is all about stacking up loads of raw power. I've got a tempo deck, which is based mainly around the violent keyword, so really just pushing out cards on card wherever I can, being very aggressive with board control, trying to kind of stifle the opponent a bit. I've got my thief deck, which is obviously using the seduction mechanic, so I'm just trying to disrupt my opponent by being my opponent, I guess you could say. It's kind of the way that
Seduction is always fun when it goes right, because you don't know what you're going to play that game. It's like, well, I'll see what they bring and I'll play that. You have your own tricks.
Some of the best games, I think, are the seduction games, when you steal something really exciting and then you kind of think, how can I build around this, or how can I kind of tweak my strategy around this now? Of course, got my control deck. I love playing a bit of control. So by playing control, I think I really channel my inner mischievous nature. Because really, it's not about winning, is it? It's about making your opponent lose. And finally, we have the very kind of beast-themed aggro deck, which I just have to sort out loads of stuff. So we do have the party deck down there, which we built last time live on stream, which is all around Justicar Power. And I'd like to do something similar today. So, I've got a whole bunch of new cards in my collection. I've got a few unupgraded cards, which I'll get through as well. We can do a bit of upgrading live on stream, read some lore, that kind of stuff. But I did really want to throw it out to you guys, the viewers. If you see any cards in my collection that you think, oh, hey, that looks cool, shout it out, and we'll see if we can build a deck around that card. So this won't be the only time you see the collection, but yeah, if you see a card and you go, oh, it'd be cool if you could build a card with that as the centerpiece or that as the theme, then George and I will happily give that a go.
We'll cook.
We'll cook here live on stream, which could always go horribly wrong, but we'll give it a try.
Well, like any deck, you build it, you play test it a few times. You're like, ooh, make a few cuts, make a few adjustments, see how it goes. First request, Herald of the Hunt. Done.
Done. He's
an absolute staple of a solid game.
How about we build a Herald deck specifically? So Herald of Doom, should we say? Pop Herald in there. Now Herald, obviously you have to get to the enemy pawn space, and you have to win that conflict as well. So straight off the bat, I'm kind of thinking Razor will be nice in here to set up as a strong enemy rook. Fairly cheap as well, so I think with Herald you really want to get a lot of cards in there. You want to make sure that you have a lot of options, a lot of kind of routes into the enemy pawn space. Razor is just reasonably costed, so he can get in there and hopefully provide a good bit of backup into that enemy pawn space as well. Any suggestions, George, while I kind of peruse?
I mean, you scrolled low cost. You need your good. I would probably put Emmy West in this, to be honest, just as a slight spice. I mean, obviously Sanjiali is goes without saying.
Don't need to convince me of that.
I just think you kind of need that. You need enough low cost cards in your hand because if you have a card in the enemy rook space and then you play Herald off the back of it with support, that's good and that's solid. But why would you do that when you could cheese it? You could chain through enemy cards, make your plays a bit less predictable, and give you more flex. You probably even want a Theo. A Theo is an interesting one. Yeah,
I'm putting Casey in here because actually, although I've got kind of Amy in there, I don't want to play Amy on turn 1. So I really want that solid, reliable turn 1 play. I have to get onto the board. I just pulled Katie recently, so I want to get her in there.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of okay
very good
for
consistency
right now, but you can always have a few more in a Herald deck.
Yeah, I think you want your synergy pieces, right? You wanna use the filter, go get all the beast cards that you have just to build out. That is the nice thing with these kind of some of these decks where you can pick a couple of themes to build around. I think you've got a little bit of just innate swarm the board, just put things onto the board. In Clans of London, every card is value because every card could be points, and every card gives you access to more spaces to play cards in, which is always going to be good.
So
Branwen is
here. It's tempting because the monstrosities are of course just 2 cost. And with the beast synergy, this gives me a kind of alternate way of playing as well. I want to play Herald. I might not draw Herald. So I need some other ways of kind of pushing people down. And with the number of beasts we're putting out here, I'm tempted to throw the Bloodcaller in as probably the highest cost card in the deck that's going to be there. I think that's it for the beasts I really want, so I'm going to throw the filter off.
Maybe Miss Harriet gets place as well. I mean, with Miss Harriet, it's a double-edged sword with Herald of the Hunt, because you want pawns to fight, so you might take them out.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. It could kind of not be the thing for me in this deck. I'm thinking about a card like Mixcore Pal actually in this deck. Again, to kind of try and guarantee that you've got a path through. Mixcore Pal obviously debuffs the enemy rook. That gives you access to the pawn behind it potentially. There are some interesting things you can potentially pull with Theo into Herald, for example, to give Heralds even more power to take on a pawn by themselves without the backup. But ideally,
Theo has to survive through that encounter.
Yeah.
I reckon you probably want some more 2s. You're a bit light. I mean, even you got just 1 2-drop, I think.
Yeah, just the 1. Yeah.
Because you really want to be able to just swarm.
I mean, Penelope's tempting again with Bloodcaller's pack on the board. Just having more cards in play is good, and she's a fairly flexible card. Again, bridges up as well, moves me forward. And then the other one I'll tell you I'm tempted by is actually Lanchen. Because getting that scrawny punk out as well, you know, I'm just thinking about cards I can bridge with, cards I can push forward with. Have we got an Angelo? I'm afraid I don't have Angelo.
Gotta get more collection levels.
I do. Oh, I've got some lore I haven't unlocked here for Lanchen, so give that a look.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. I think we're ready to play this. See what we cooked up here. We are on Westminster, so if we roll Westminster, that's unfortunate. But we do have... We've got enough kind of cards in there, we've got enough fighting cards in there that I think we can make a reasonable play on Westminster, even if we don't obviously manage to get the Herald off.
We'll see what we get. Are there any questions that we've missed in chat? Let's have a look. Mr. Vampire, to answer your triplicate questions, yes, we have some named characters already from the VTM universe, such as Justicar Parr, the current season pass card, Marcus Kiley, and next season, if you've seen our socials, we are adding Richard the Word. So, especially being in London, we want to bring back some of those iconic London characters who you can learn about in the VTM universe. We will eventually add all of the clans.
Buckingham Palace, by the way, that was me imitating Richard.
And the models we use are, we get a variety of different people in, mostly professional actors, sometimes models. We have a few that are our own office staff. See if you can recognize Tom in game. It might be a challenge.
I'm there. I'm kicking about.
Yeah, you are there. You're in a few places, but hard to recognize.
So I've got Amy in hand. Not convinced I want to use them because they may just play Vincent's Masterpiece here. I've also got Herald in hand. So I think what I'm going to do is actually something like this. I'm aware I'm giving up initiative, but Herald needs to defeat a pawn. I think they're going to play as the rook with something on curve. I'd like to defeat it with Razor if I can, but if it's Vincent's Masterpiece, obviously I won't necessarily bank on that.
I think it's always good to get that, especially as Gangrel, where your goal is to swarm the whole board. Get yourself in a situation where you can choose any spot on the board to play cards, and then you're set up so well for future turns that it's, you know, you both score a lot of points early, and then in the late game, you try and hold on to those points as desperately as you can by just going on the full aggro, going on disrupting your opponent's game plan.
So I think I might stick to my plan here of putting Razor in the enemy rook space.
See the vision.
Throw a cheeky Amy down.
Yeah, see.
Okay, we will hit the rook here, which is Jurgen.
Nice bit of sequencing there, because you alternate reveals between each player. You can kind of think about, well, if you play Amy first, then you have priority, then she's definitely going to miss. But if you don't have priority, are they going to play one card? Are they going to P2? Thinking about where they're going to play, you can kind of set up these interesting scenarios.
It's 100% one of the most crucial parts of kind of advanced play in Clans of London. You've got to make sure that you're playing around the priority effectively. It's the kind of thing that once you gain experience with Clans of London, you kind of do it automatically. It becomes second nature. You make sure that you save the cards that you really need to reveal for when you know that you're going to see them reveal. You save the effects that you need to happen for when you know that they're going to play off safely. And we of course have the Huntsmaster here, so happy days. Things are going rather well. Lan Chen is unfortunately a little bit too late to trigger her effect. I think I'm going to bridge her up into Branwen. I could have played Hadji all this time, but really, I just wanted to get the Huntsmaster.
Yeah, you got it. Oof, unfortunate.
It's a big oof there.
Yeah. Yeah. Except it's not, because you're on Buckingham Palace.
You've got to read your modifiers.
Yeah. Reading the location explains the location.
So this is a huge win. Let's see if we can nil this.
Nice. Check in chat. Gangrel doesn't have any alternate point scoring abilities because, frankly, they don't need it. They are so goddamn good at getting points off the board because their whole game plan is swarm, spread, build up this zoo of all kinds of crazy cards, and just absolutely fill the board. We've seen lots of players post pictures of, the board filled exclusively with their own cards, and it's almost always going to be with a Gangrel deck that happens. And as you can see, Gangrel are just very good at filling the board, and then every card gives you a point if you have the print space, so they already have a super high scoring capacity.
I mean, this is the critical fact about Clans of London, right? Is that your cards are points. Even a 0 power card, like an Academia without its ability, is still worth points. So if you have a card that you can't play effectively with its ability, so a lot of the time you're better off playing it anyway. You want to make sure that you kind of make sure you put your board presence down, and Gangrel are obviously incredibly good at that. Get you gold, keep us abreast of that information. I will endeavour to speak a little bit louder, and if necessary I can always switch microphones as well, but hopefully this is a little bit better. There goes the Madame Tessier.
There's the Madame Tessier for a grand total of 4 points. Again, combo decks like the Tremere decks, like those built around Tessier, their biggest weakness is just Gangrel absolutely flooding the board, and you don't get to have Acolytes if you don't get to have board spaces.
You don't get to have Acolytes if they've been eaten by a Gangrel monstrosity. Yeah. Nom nom. Happy days. Let me just, I mean, I've kind of preemptively updated my win counter there, but felt pretty certain.
Yeah, I think when you're 60 points ahead, you know, it's a safe win.
How do we feel about that deck? I mean, I think it went pretty well.
Yeah.
I think it probably warrants a couple more tests.
I wonder if with land, do you actually want to play Lan Chen? Because you drew her in a situation where you could have. I think you want a bit more flexibility. Maybe someone like, I don't know, maybe even Grendel. Just some power, just some alternate.
Yeah.
Grendel's
I did see
also
someone shout out Grendel early as well, so for that reason I'll put Grendel in there.
Give them a shot, because also Grendel is quite a nice bit of resilience against Westminster, because you can kind of, your opponent expects you to not be able to play on their side of the board, and then being able to kind of subvert that, you know, can throw people off guard a bit.
The other one I was thinking about, which I might try in a little bit, was Simon Lee, for similar reasons, right? Because you can kind of throw the herald onto a rook space, but then it actually gets thrown into the pawn space. Westminster, my beloved. See, we do love to see the reactions like this to locations, because one man's treasure, as they say. Westminster is an absolute saving grace for a lot of people who don't like Herald of the Hunt, for example, who don't like to have Herald of the Hunt eat their pawns.
Yeah, every set of locations, every group kind of pushes some archetypes more favorably, less favorably. Westminster is obviously a combo, and you know, high power favoring location, but there are lots that favor swarm decks. There are lots that favor kind of, there's a set that favors each different archetype in lesser or greater ways, definitely.
It's a good thing we didn't draw the Herald of the Hunt though, because we are in Westminster, but I do have the Bloodcaller here.
Ooh, okay.
So it's time to think about that alternate win condition. Unfortunately, we haven't drawn any other beasts. I think I might play a little slower this time. I feel like I need bigger rooks than what I've had previously to be able to contend on Westminster. So I'm looking at Bloodcaller's pack. If I can put them somewhere safe and then stack up a whole bunch more beasts on the board, I'm going to be in a pretty good mood. Unfortunately, Bruno there perfectly counters Mr. Stewart. And if they're playing with a few more murder trigger cards, this could be a bad day. And I didn't know that Bruno was going to be played there when I put Mr. Stewart down. Mr. Stewart, of course, summons a mindless corpse in an empty space at the end of every turn, which is a 0 power card, which Bruno will promptly kill every single turn.
Yeah, which is a great combo if it's your Bruno and your Mr. Stewart in a murder deck.
Way to rub it in, George. Okay, this is a good strategy for them. Look at that. Okay, so Bruno kills Luca, which kills my Mr. Stewart, and Chiloa takes the print space in his place. So there's a lovely deck build of murder being executed against us here, and they've taken an early lead, but I have faith.
End of round abilities trigger in play order, so oldest first. So it is always in the same way as cards reveal in the order you played them. On end of round abilities technically reveal in the order they were revealed. They trigger in the order they were revealed. It's just sometimes so much time passes between the first time they reveal and when it happens that it's easy to lose track.
Okay, I have a plan here.
Okay.
I'm going to make Bruno murder himself.
You get him. Oh yeah, the Navy Western.
Yeah. So Mixed Pile's a big rook for me now. This is good. I think I'll probably play Amy Weston this next turn, but I think I need to take a scoring space with her, which is risky, given that she's a 1 power card. But they do not have powerful Prince and Knight right now. So with initiative, I will take this Knight.
Yeah, you do have
which will
initiative. I was going to
hopefully-
say, so the only way they can really trick you out of it here is if they replace a card, which they could be planning to do.
I think I need more beasts on the board, so as tempting as Ravi is right now, I'm going to put Branwen down there, which will let me play a few more monstrosities. Bruno's down to 0. Come on, Bruno. And then we'll get a couple more beasts down with these monstrosities, which should let us play a big blood cooler at the end, which hopefully will be enough to swing the game, but we're going to have to wait and see.
Well, the scores are still fairly close, so a big impactful turn will change things around.
Changing my mind. Ravi's going down first. These monstrosities may simply run out of these spaces, of course, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I want them to go and cause havoc.
You can do some funky tech with the monstrosities, playing them in places you could have played a monstrosity as rook possibly to try and jump it onto the prince.
Yeah, it crossed my mind, but I wanted a backup to kill Bruno. Not because it provides me any value. Just because he's pissing me off.
See, that's the case. If you'd played rook gangrel monstrosity, would have dodged the Tim.
I know. But there we go. There's the Bruno self-murder.
Yeah.
Push them back a bit.
At least we get to see that. That's magical.
I can win. I can win.
Tim is a model. We would be a great.
We'll throw down a blood caller. We'll stack our side of the board as much as we can, and hopefully those points will be ours. I forgot to stake, which is unfortunate, but there we go.
Still, a four favor win is pretty good.
I'm happy with it, given the circumstances that it started in. I feel pretty good about that. So, GG to my opponent. That was a good one. There we go. 2 losses. 2 wins. What am I saying?
That was close, though.
That was close. That was. Oh, look. I made it to Elder.
Ooh, congrats.
Lovely.
500 coins.
Prince, here we come. You can't hold me down. Right. I think that worked pretty well, even on Westminster. We obviously didn't draw Herald. But I'm feeling pretty good about this deck. It's not the most swarmy that it could possibly be, but it's pretty close. I'll tell you what I'd love to do after that game is build a murder-based deck. I've got a couple of pieces which are, really quite exciting in it. Asano, Ophelia.
Oh yes.
I'm just not sure I have the critical mass to be able to make it work. What I could maybe do is
you've got
build
Caesar though,
a kind of murder violent hybrid deck.
I can see it. I can see I think you've got enough cards for that, I reckon.
I think let's give it a go. I will name this deck Brucata.
The classic portmanteau of Bruja and Toccata, which was what we named this archetype a long time ago when we were playtesting.
Many moons ago, yeah.
Yes.
So Morag for a self-murder, I think just to get a trigger, excellent. I do have Sadako, may as well pop her in there. I think I need to get some violent cards in. Grendel, I think, will belong in this deck.
Yeah.
Potentially a Grace or an Amy.
I mean, do you have Bruno now?
I do not have Bruno.
Maybe Grace then, just for the sheer, just throw out some violent cards like Grace with Neil Flynn in play is like a 6 power for 1 blood. Like you get so much value.
Yeah. I do want Caesar Cornello. Very good.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I think I want Asano's Wraiths. I want Ophelia. And then to buff these cards, I need myself a Niall Flynn. Thank you very much. Now, what are we missing? We need a bit of
There was
more
one
at the top
more.
of the
Oh, you
curve.
probably want a Tim. Probably a Tim and a Stuart even.
Without Bruno and without a Toru Asano, I'm not sure I want Stuart.
Stuart?
I'm worried that there might be other pieces that I want more.
Maybe. I'm always partial to putting Stuart in a deck just because you get free cards on board.
It's true.
It
is true.
You get scaffolding. Yomi, definitely, as you identified earlier. Absolute.
I think Yomi, but the problem with Yomi here is that she's only going to trigger on certain cards, so more like Stuart and Tim. But otherwise, I don't have good ways of murdering my own cards.
That's true.
So I'll put her in and try her out, but I think I actually need some other key pieces to make her work.
Probably want some big, heavy hitters. Maybe a Marissa, maybe a...
I'm feeling like
maybe
a
a
Leo
Leo?
could be good here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Potentially a Marissa as well. And then Eileen actually gives me a murder trigger, which could really come in handy. And I think I'm going to be focusing a lot on causing mischief and killing cards rather than taking the print space, so Eileen could really help me out later on in the game. And then I think my curve is okay, but I think I want another 1-drop.
How many of... I think a lot of your... Like, Sadako, you definitely want to be a pawn. Grendel, you can happily chuck as a pawn, but, like... Morag, you don't really want to be a pawn. Grace, you're a bit on the fence.
Do you know what
Maybe
I've
maybe
realised?
it's Simon time.
I don't have a way of killing Carlo Galli. So Carlo comes
yeah,
out,
don't.
which I think gives me my... I need a 1-drop now. I think it could be Shifa.
Shifa's always good.
And then I think I'd like another 2-drop or a 1-drop.
Possibly Lanchen comes in now because you don't really... Lanchen would be a great early play, and you definitely want to push the violent. You definitely like being a little bit ahead in card advantage, which is quite nice with this kind of... Brucata is definitely... Pure Murder is definitely like a combo deck, and Brucata, I think, is definitely a tempo deck, which maybe could sprinkle the combo in, but...
Where I'm going to tweak this a little bit, I want a little bit more debuff. And the reason why is because I don't have a huge amount of power on a lot of my cards that are likely to hold the scoring spaces. So I think I'm actually going to replace... Probably... I think Grace Ward, with Amy West. And the reason is, Lanchen I'm happy as a pawn. Grace I'm not super happy as a pawn. I can kind of throw as a pawn. Amy I want to save. I want to use her to debuff the opponent and just increase the odds that my bigger cards that need to hold the scoring spaces later in the game are going to do so. The Grace swing with the Nalflin buff can be really quite powerful. Amy West, sorry, my mistake.
I see it in action.
One question please. Win game after stake, how can I do it? So staking is the icon you see in the top of the core game, and I will show you that in this game, and I'll explain it as I do it, how it works. Battersea, so cards with 10 or more power cannot be murdered.
Not great for this matchup, but you never know. Well, all those debuff cards that you just brought in, they'll show their value.
So up here at the top, between the two pillars of Battersea Power Station, you can see this big round icon with a 1 on it. That is the amount of favour that either player will gain or lose at the end of this game. Favour is what you use to progress towards your next rank, and so essentially the more favour you get, the more you rank up in the ranked season, but you'll also lose this amount if you lose the game. Now if you tap on it, that's known as staking. You've increased the stake from 1 to 2, and that applies at the start of the next round. So if you can win a game after you've managed to tap that button up there, and you earn more favour than what was in there when you start the game, you've won a game after staking. I hope that helps. So the reason I played Sadako in the middle there is A, because she's the safest place that she can be in the middle, and B, because I like sending Grendel through the middle, through the print space, because I'm an agent of chaos.
Well, I mean, also any play that forces your opponent to have to think through more permutations, makes them have to work out where do they think Grendel's going to go. Can you manipulate the odds in any way? Makes them slightly more likely to make a mistake, and that's a really good, good tactic. Honestly, I love the Asana Wraith Rook there.
Yeah.
Like
So
9 power Rook.
a 9 power Rook is very nice. I'm converting mid-game here. I'm no longer a Brucata. I'm playing the high power elitist deck.
The ghost of an elitist, perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps. Okay, Grendel's going down there for Lan-Chen, that's fine. I'm going to get my own Lan-Chen down. I don't mind giving up some points here if they manage to get there. Oh, Bruno.
Oh, okay. Interesting addition.
See, I'm really tempted to put Yomi down and then Tim, so that Bruno can murder Tim. Well, I don't need to, I can just attack something with Tim, but it's...
What gives you redundancy? If they don't play into the prince for some reason, then... All those Caesars are good.
I don't love my draws here. I think I'll put Caesar down. That was a good job I didn't go for the print space there. I mean, Astrabanda boosting the print space as well. I was very close to putting my Leo as the prince, and he would have lost. So he would have lost big time. So I think it might be Tim time. Even though I'd love to play... Oh, I think I'd like to get rid of Astrabanda up here, no?
I think that is, yeah.
Although I can
I think it's okay to trade in this situation. Well, you could actually, yeah. Yeah.
See how this goes, and this will give me some mobsters as well, which is nice. So Caesar will trigger here, I'll get some points off Stacco.
I forgot you had the other game Stacco as well, yeah. That's quite a good, especially in these kind of, this profile state, like having these little efficiencies, these little helpful, a couple of points here, some just like good, some 2/6s, getting the race back to your hand, never bad, like...
Yeah, this was a good turn. I mean, there hasn't been a massive point swing, but we're in a pretty good position here.
Yeah, sometimes. Obviously, at the end of the game, you need points to win. But sometimes in the middle to early game, actually, board control is way more important. Gives you so much more ability to then score.
There's almost too many possibilities here.
Oh, yeah.
Just play out a few permutations here. Don't love it. They've got initiative.
I mean, what do they run? The highest power they put down is some big violent beat stick, but it probably gets beaten out by Marissa. So if they put down a lot of power, Marissa takes care of it.
I'm not sure,
if
because
they don't put down that much power,
if they play Marissa, then it gets boosted by their Niall Flynn, and I did not draw Niall Flynn.
That's very true, yeah.
My backup here is this. They take the print space, they score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. I score 5 points off of Leo Stein, and I have a knight.
Yeah.
So this is a risky strategy, but I actually feel like I'm not in a very strong position. Oh, Lawrence! No.
Lawrence changing all the maths. So actually,
oh, the one card.
Yeah.
The one card to undo me there. No.
What was the line? So you should have played Marissa, I guess, in hindsight.
I should have played Marissa. Yeah.
to counterplay around Florence of all cards.
Oh, that's savage.
Oh. I think, are you going to have to update the losses.
I'm gonna have to up. Don't remind me. I was gonna just let that one slide. This. And what a loss it was. Okay, we're going back in. Do I need to tweak the Brucata deck?
Does it need more
I didn't
more
draw
violent?
Niall Flynn, which would have really helped.
Yeah.
I think I didn't draw Morag. I didn't draw Shifa. Does it have a low enough curve? I think is what I'm thinking right now. I think as much as I want to use Yomi, I'm not sure that Yomi fits in this deck.
No,
because
I
I
think
can't
that's fair.
reliably kill my own cards enough. So I think I'm taking her out in favour of a cheaper card.
Yeah, you need the third Asano Toru to really put her into her own.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's true. I need that kind of self-immolation. I want to be sacrificing and murdering all my own cards to do nasty shenanigans. And Yomi is a nasty shenanigan, but without the tools to kind of murder all my own cards, I'm just lacking in that department. I mean, that is such a glorious combo when you see her bouncing around the place. You kind of get the Marissa Nile Sheriff combo, and you think you're great, you think you're all that, and then you get your Yomi Toru Elizabeth combo, and the points go brrr.
Yeah. Then you see the truth.
Right. So Katie's nice, always reliable. Theo's good. I enjoy Theo. I could always grab Shiloah.
Shiloah is solid. You can do the kind of 1-2 combo with Tim to steal the Prince space.
I also think, I've got Asano's Wraiths in here. I've got Grendel. I've got Marissa. There will be times I'm leaving the Prince space empty, and Shiloah could really come in handy both early game and late game. So I'll give that a go. Murder feels like one of those archetypes that loses to itself sometimes. Yeah. As with any overly orchestrated combo, sometimes the wheels fall off the wagon.
Yeah. Let's see who you match with. Also, at different times, the location cycle will favor different archetypes. I think Murder is probably a little bit disfavored here, but there are definitely cycles when it has been massively favored.
I would agree.
Everything will keep spinning, keep rotating, keep moving through.
Speaking of which, the locations for next season, well, I can't wait for everyone to get their clawed hands on them. It's going to be a good time.
Okay, good, great. That's a good opening hand, like Sadako straight
good.
into Caesar. That's what you want.
This is good. I think Caesar will be a rook. 5-power rook is nothing to be sniffed at. It's absolutely fine. Of course, we need to remember that we cannot murder the prince. This is a critical detail.
Yes.
This must not slip the mind.
Yes.
Sylvia over there is going to become very big, which is potentially a problem. Tempted by an Asano Prince.
I mean, Asano Prince is not bad, yeah.
Also tempted by a Stall for Time. Wait and see what they do. I've got Shiloah as a murder trigger, kind of waiting to happen. I've got Caesar and Sadako also as murder triggers ready to happen. I've got Tim and Eileen and Asano in hand, who I would like to do some murdering with.
Absolutely.
Apologies, we seem to have lost the signal there. It'll come back in a moment. So we, of course, doing this on a phone on the live build. So phone streaming to PC comes with its complications.
Yes, and capture card coming loose is an eternal struggle. Right, that's the other game.
There we go. So Tim and Asano both not very happy days right now.
I mean, I think a 9 power prince, like 14 power in the prince space, is not bad. Like it is hard for them to come back.
I take your point. I like putting a 9 power card as a rook. 9 power and support is nothing to be sniffed at either, and I'm playing a bit of a waiting game here. I'd like to see what they do, because I've got Tim and Eileen in hand, and I'd like to use them when it really counts. So I think it might be Tim time here. Tim and Grundle, lovely. But no real good targets for Grundle. So I might put Grundle here.
That's it. Tim won't murder the prince, though.
Oh! Oh, you didn't remind me.
I but it doesn't actually matter. He still does the same job. He still trades.
What a twist of
You know.
fate. What is my murder triggers though? My murder triggers. That's okay. This was all an elaborate ploy to steal the initiative.
It was an excellent demonstration to remind people to read the location modifiers.
That was tragic. Leo Stein feels
And they staked him.
risky here because it's 7 blood. They could play something very big. I don't appreciate your laughter here. That was rough. All right, we can't lose this.
It's brutal.
We can't lose this. Blind Leo into the print space feels extremely risky.
I mean, it is, but you've got. I mean, what?
Got 3 more backup. My Leo is also debuffed by 1. They could play a Lord Colville on this turn, which would absolutely annihilate me.
What do they run? I bet they're gonna drop Annabella right if they can.
On turn 7, sorry. So, see what happens. They play 2 cards. That bodes well for me.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it does. Oh no. Ripperoni.
Alright. We're going to forget that ever happened. I'm going to cut my losses before I lose too much favour.
Yeah.
And we're gonna queue up straight away again. Some say the deck needs adjustment. I think it's a skill issue.
Wait, hang on.
Yeah, quickly mulligan that game.
Yeah, that's fine. Quick, disconnect the caption card. No one has to see it.
Oh man, I mean, yeah, totally right. Tim usually trades, but not like that. Tim just had to fight for his life for the first time.
Okay, remember, we're in Buckingham Palace now.
That's what we said last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody saw that. Nobody saw that game. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so exactly the same, well, very similar opening hand. We've got kind of all the same cards. It's almost like it's just the same game happening again.
Yeah, it's fine. See, it's mulligan.
It's a mulligan. Yeah. Mansion would be nice to get out. I think I'm gonna just pop it there. Well, we'll do that the other way around. Getting rid of Ravi's great. Happy days.
It's a good situation when you have initiative and you have that conflict open in the print slot. You get so much freedom to choose where the conflict goes, how it resolves.
I'm getting favour backhand some. Can't hold me down. Here comes Brucata. So they've got a lot of very low power cards here. Smells like an aggro deck.
They are swarming.
So I'm going to start generating some tokens and reducing the cost of Asana's Wraiths. I'm going to cut their support here because it's only round 4. I don't want to use Caesar's backup, and I want to stifle them so that I can kind of set up for the next turns. Never mind about stifling them.
Oh,
Here is
big
the
mother
mother of
Evelyn
rats
drop.
herself. Yeah.
Yeah, which is very good. Oh, it's always very good, but it's very good if they can hold the print space. So that sets
My
the goal.
kingdom for a Marissa and Sheriff. There's Marissa, but unfortunately Sheriff is not in the deck.
Yeah, it might be hard to draw him. I mean, getting...
I need to take some night spaces. I also need
Yeah,
to shore up my prints because they could play something big on that.
They-
So I think I'm going to put a mobster there.
they don't have strong rooks. They have a lot of small cards. You can kind of push them back all the way.
Yeah, I can, but I think I'm just going to try and hopefully hold the prints with this. I mean, unfortunate that Asano's Wraiths was not a 2 cost at this point, because then I could have played 3 cards, but my maximum is 2. So I'm hoping the mobster is enough to hold this.
Replace. Which is a classic. Oh, oh, ouch.
Rats indeed.
Rats indeed.
Rats.
That is going to be a lot of wolves in their hand and a lot of power.
Go, mindless corpse, go!
You could do it. Oh.
Well, I still have initiative. This is great. This is a fantastic
It's
situation.
important.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you cannot murder the prince.
No, I can't. But Marissa could wipe out a lot of rats and things here. So I'm gonna put her there. And the reason being is I want her to go into Shifa, a rat, Paolo, a rat, and Penelope. And
Nice, I
we
can
all
see
know
that.
that Marissa does exactly
Yep.
what you want her to do.
Marissa's World Tour coming up.
Yeah. Marissa's World Tour. Here we go. You ready? Everyone ready?
Yeah.
She's going to do exactly what I said she was going to do. It's going to be great. She could still take out Penelope. I mean, it's not terrible.
No?
It's not great, but it's not terrible.
Chaotic as always. They're a little behind in points now, though, which is a rough situation, because, again, Gangrel just so many cards on board, so many points from just the prince. Oof.
Okay. That's unfortunate. I haven't done the maths on this, but I can get quite a lot of points.
Mhm.
If only Marissa was supported right now and she'd give that 13 power and back up.
Alas.
And I needed Caesar's backup to defeat this wolf as well. Oh, it's not looking good, George.
No, it's rough.
I think what I'm learning here is that my my murder critical mass is not quite enough. It's not quite there. That brief shadow icon on the print slot, that is Manfred, the Terror of Wolf Forests VFX. Because for every beast on the board, he is becoming discounted in blood. That's the ultimate played, so it means that he's there, but we didn't actually see him in that one.
He's heralding his arrival with each new beast, and then when he drops suddenly a one. What is he, a 10?
I believe he's 11.
Oh, 111 just drops down because they have so many beasts.
So I'm upset with all of these opponents having these great cards and great plays. So we're going to upgrade my Seduction deck and steal them all for ourselves. So just going to have a quick browse through my collection for cards that we might have that we can put into here. But I'm tempted to take it for a spin first and just kind of see how it lands. I think it will upgrade a couple of cards that I've gotten there.
Very nice. suggestion for Kieran?
Kieran, perhaps? Oh, we can do Kieran, yeah. Actually just unlocked Kieran.
Kieran's very fun. Very, very silly.
So we do have Leo Stein in here. We've also got Lord Colville. We could remove either of them. I think I'll probably remove Leo. Pop Kieran in. We've also got a Tim. Don't necessarily need a Tim, but
Tim,
I think
in the current location cycle, might be worth cutting
yeah.
Tim.
Yeah, I think you're right.
For
I could probably put Travis in, actually.
Travis is going to be fun.
Travis is a bit sneaky.
Yeah.
And this deck is
that
a little sneaky.
That is the thing. Travis feels a very similar role to Tim. Little bit, you gotta play a little bit smarter, but a lot of the usual counterplays and negations to Tim don't work on Travis because he just pushes them around. So you can kind of swap them out when
gonna remove
locations allow.
Tristan here in favor of Francisco, and that's because I've got Kieran. I've also got Travis.
Yeah.
I've got some shenanigans, chiefly Travis in this context. Could be fun. Okay. I don't want to lose Elder I just got there. I'm responsible for the no win con control title. Only when I'm on stream, because I like trying random stuff. But also, yes, I think I'm far more interested in pulling off shenanigans rather than winning the game. We will have our kind of penchants when we play CCGs, and mine is definitely crafting and executing strange and esoteric things.
Yes, that is our great balancing factor. I am you will be no WinCon control and I will play WinCon. That is all. I love combo. I'm a bit of a spike when I play CCGs online. I like winning a lot. With our powers combined.
We've got an interesting start here. The signal will come back in just a second and you can have a look at the board state. But yeah, things are a little strange. But, you know, this deck, as I was looking at it, I did know that it didn't have a really low mana curve, and I'm being stung by that right now. So I'm being forced to play out some cards I'd rather not play straight away. Tomfoolery, very good. Very good. I'll allow that one. So I'm going to Simon into probably Horatio here. We can salvage this.
Yeah. It's alright. It's you. Sometimes if you're having a slow game, it depends on what your opponent plays as well. You only have to play a bit faster than them in some archetypes, and especially Seduce. You know, you're a bit temporary, but like you kind of adjust. It's kind of all based on what you manage to seduce and how well you manage to get the board in the mid to late game. So
yeah, I think I'd agree. Like it is a somewhat of a tempo deck, right? Where you're playing these cards that are reasonably good at fighting and you want to get them on the board. But at the same time, because you're a thief archetype, you really don't mind, and you will adapt your archetype almost on the fly. In this case, I'm playing a bit of a you know, support. Who needs support? Kind of archetype. So we'll see how that continues to shake out for me. Michael, I'd love to seduce with Damon.
Michael would be good.
But I need to get there.
Could Sophia there Amelie? Because Amelie is very good at seduce.
Amelie is very good, and I don't mind about Rana having support against Michael. Penelope will get me access to Michael. Yeah. Penelope will not get me access to Michael. Wouldn't you love to seduce Michael? What are you trying to say?
Yeah, look at him. He's a beautiful boy. Oh, new assist Lilum. Your connection's a little spotty on the card, I think.
I'm working on
Yeah.
it. Yeah, look at this guy. Wouldn't you? Yeah. It's the beard, isn't it? We're in a bit of trouble here, George.
Yeah, this is a pickle. Although the points you're a little ahead. Like you.
So I might abandon the Seduce Michael train.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's.
I think I don't have a big pawn either. I think I'm gonna play Damon as a rook.
Yeah, and then you can set up
Call me
to.
crazy. Interesting way to throw a sheaf away.
A bold choice.
Okay.
Something fun about the double daemons next to each other.
There is something interesting about that, isn't there? Okay. Oh, and we have Annabella.
Ooh.
We may as
okay,
well
that's
throw Annabella down.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I took a mistake to time.
Too late.
Okay. Okay. Do you know what? Did I update the counter after the last game?
I
Someone in
don't
chat will have to
remember.
remind us, but I'll update it after this one. Take it. A nice clean victory. Sorry, I couldn't tell what the noise was behind me, and it's my cat snoring. So if you hear that, I apologise. These things happen, you know. So I do feel as though my deck there, it's alright. I didn't draw my combo pieces. I wanted to draw Roland to give my Seduce card power. I wanted to draw Julian to seduce more cards. I wanted to draw Amelie. I didn't draw any of these cards. There's nothing wrong with that portion of the deck. But what I did feel was my mana curve, my blood curve was way too high. So we must address this. Now, I think Colville and Annabella are competing for a similar role. So I think I might have to take one of them out. I think even though I just used her, I think I'm going to take Annabella out. The reason for that is that I do play a fairly tempo deck. I expect a lot of cards to be defeated and play risky plays. I don't think I'm going to have that many cards on the board. Colville is also, cheaper by one, which is very helpful. And it lets me play a 1-cost in conjunction with him on turn 7, if it comes to that. And this is a 1-drop, so useful, and why I want my last card here to be a 1-drop, because they're not just useful at the start of the game, they double up as cards you can kind of sprinkle in with other cards later on, when you have a bit more blood accessible. You got 6 blood, play a 5-cost, and a 1-cost. They are so versatile like that, and as we said earlier, cards are always good. It's always beneficial to have a card on the board. So 1-drops are more than what they first appear to be.
Yeah.
But
if you have a critical mass in your deck as well, dropping 2 1-drops on turn 1 can be such an explosive opener, especially if you need to set up. I'm looking at 1-drop. I'm thinking Theo, because you want to win conflicts. You want to set yourself up with some power. Katie's also very good for the consistency.
Hear me out. I went with Katie because I don't really necessarily want to play Shifa or Simon on turn 1. They're a little bit more techy, they're a little bit more situational. I could play Simon on turn 1, but then I need to think very carefully about my next play, and he kind of locks me in a bit. I'd love to play Penelope on turn 1, I'd love to play Amelie on turn 1, but it's a little bit too slim of a margin, right? If I draw one of them, I'll play it, but if not, I'll happily play Katie. It gives me that consistency that I think I need.
That makes sense. Although there's also the case in which when you have Katie, you can also look at are there any other 1-drops you'd want to do turn 1? Because you're guaranteed 1. It means that your odds of hitting 2 1-drops on turn 1 are a lot higher than they would be before.
That's very true.
So that's sometimes an interesting thing with the builds. Let's see how the next matchup goes.
I'm feeling confident.
Mm.
But then maybe that's my problem. Maybe I always feel confident. Yeah, Battersea, my Battersea, which of course used to be a Toreador location, used to be a Seduction location before it was brutally ripped away from them. Thanks to the voters contributing to the Vontru in the last PvE story event, the last Chronicle.
Mm.
So I'm going for a bit of a rush here. I'm pushing right
Yeah.
into the middle with Simon and Casey. I've got Eliza and Damon. I'm feeling aggressive. I'm feeling very hot-headed. But we need to draw a playable card here. That'll do. Very tempting to trade with Vincent.
Monkey spore curls. That's
What do you think? I could take a night space here, or I could trade
think
with
you want to
Vincent.
trade because I think they're going to drop Vincent's masterpieces rook, or they should at least. So if they do, you've got some scoring spaces. They're a whole turn behind you.
Yeah, and there we go. So this pushes them back. I will get another 2 points. Nothing wrong with that. But I do need to play a bigger rook now to contend with Vincent's support. Oh, okay. Back to that age-old conversation of cards have value. Card with number, big rook, big value.
Yeah.
Eliza does have an ability that I'd much rather use, right? But in this situation, I've got to do something. I'm happy enough with the 7-power rook.
Yeah. And that is a really fun kind of part of what makes Clans of London unique, is that there's the double-sidedness of it. There's the strategy board-based element and the card, the card game, your card abilities, your deck synergy. And in a game, you can kind of shift your strategies a bit. Do you want to go with your overall deck plan, or actually is it better to be a bit more tactical and just play to the board and use this kind of game board to your advantage? And that's a really interesting decision process of like, when do you switch it up? When do you just play a card as rook with no synergy, but it's just good? It just gives you a good amount of support. It lets you hold on to those scoring spaces for longer.
Ooh. I think there were some math mistakes there, because that's a trade, and Francisco comes right in.
Oh, love to see it.
Oh, Francisco, he makes me happy. I was actually going to play Kieran above Francisco, so that he would pull someone out and Francisco would go in, but I just kind of got that a turn early there, which of course I'm very happy with. Okay. So I think I'd like Vincent's masterpiece here. I will then play probably Roland and Vincent's masterpiece next turn.
Yeah. That's one of the other fun things about Seduce. You get to just kind of, you see it with all theft decks, but you get to look at your opponent's cards and go, what do I think of that? Do I like that card? Yeah, that's a really good card.
Yeah, be careful about putting out your big combo pieces against Seduce, because they might just take them.
Yeah.
So we're kind of going big on one side here, that's fine. It does mean that Eliza's a little vulnerable, but Damon's providing a bit of cover against the left-hand knight space there, so it should be alright. Harkens back to what you were just talking about the strategic board position being so important. Clans of London is fundamentally a CCG. It's got all of these abilities and these interesting card combos, but it is also fundamentally a really interesting strategy game within that CCG, where you're kind of vying for position and control of this very limited space.
Yeah, and that has a really fun effect on the way that you build decks and the way that you evaluate cards. It's really nice that every card that just exists, just playing a card onto the board, has a level of value, which kind of always gives you these. It helps build in a lot of redundancy into different play styles.
This is good. We're up in the win counter. This is what we want to see. This is what the people want. Well, that is a pretty big sapphire.
Oh, that is good. So I'm just gonna trigger their Misadaku there as well, so they're might follow up with.
Oh no, they won't follow up. That is the last round. Of course, you guys can't see the round and blood button down there at the bottom, but that was around 7-7.
Nicely done.
Level up for Colville, who is of course a very old vampire, 1890. He's of course not the oldest vampire in the game, not by quite a long shot. I believe at present the oldest in the game is Sir Kingston, is that right?
I think he is, yeah, off the top of my head. He's 17 something.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading chat there a little bit. Should we go for another one of those, or should we switch things up a little bit?
Let's try a new archetype. Let's try something else.
Should we go full violence?
Yeah, full violence is good. Violent is always a fun archetype to just go burr, throw down cards, go pick some fights. Did you get any cool new violent pieces?
I'm not sure I got very many violent pieces that are that new, to be honest, that are going to fit into this deck. I've got Robbie's Crew.
Robbie's Crew can be quite fun. Always give you something to play. Yeah.
I think with Westminster around, I'm actually going to take Razor out in favour of Robbie's Crew.
That's a good shout.
Nick Lock is always good fun. I think
Cathy is good in a violent deck.
Cathy's very good. Nick Lock's a little bit cheaper, so it kind of gives me a little bit more value. He is also violent still. As my curve, I've got loads of 3 costs in here. Maybe too many. I think we'll give it a try. As with most things, I think
you've got
to try them to see how they feel. Whenever you're building a deck and you're not sure what goes into it, play it 2 or 3 times. You'll quickly get some instant feedback on kind of what's missing from it. Well, let's hopefully get a chance to play Nick Lock in this game, and we can show off just how he can be really quite good. At 3 costs, you know, he can punch, you know, pretty high over his weight class, which is really what he's there for.
It's definitely a bit of a trade-off. You get quite a bit of power for quite low blood. But you need to use that prediction element. You need to kind of work out where your opponent's going to play. So sometimes if you draw them a bit late, it's not as useful because you're not quite as sure where they're going to play. But like that early game, that first couple of turn Prince conflict, when you're fighting over that, it can be super impactful because you kind of know they're almost guaranteed to play a Prince, or if they don't, well then you've got the Prince. So, you know.
See, now with a lot of other decks I've been playing away from the opponent, I'm going straight mirroring the opponent because I want to go and fight them. I want to go and punch them in the face. Hopefully Grendel will go and do exactly that. They've set up a few combo pieces there to build up for a big Prince, it looks like. Hopefully Grendel will take out either Jurgen or Abigail. I'm hoping Jurgen.
Yeah, Jurgen would definitely be the best hit. But it's kind of, again, with Grendel, you know, they can go anywhere, and it's like, well, it forces your opponent into difficult decision making, and
so this is a good get, and you get Maximilian there. Grendel would have been alright, but Grendel doesn't pick the middle path. Ah.
Well, that's still good. It makes it very hard for them to come after your night space now, which is always nice.
So I'm happy to just throw Harry down there as a knight. Boost whatever prince I'm going to put down. Leo here. Ooh. Get some nice points. The buff from Harry and Niall.
Yeah. And there's probably not much they would do to disrupt that, really. They don't. I think they're unlikely to replace their prince here. They could play a big rook, but
They could play something on Amy. They could play a big rook. That's true.
could play a big rook.
In front of Abigail, it could be a very big rook, actually.
But
Do you know what?
maybe
I
they
don't
won't.
mind. I don't mind, because if they play a big rook and manage to take initiative here, they took my rook out, which is absolutely fine for me in this situation. It was giving no support anyway. All good. If they had played their big rook, it would have given me initiative. I would have then been able to make an informed choice about potentially playing Marissa next turn.
And again, if
So
they
may
played a
not
big
have
rook,
had a big one, yeah.
while they would have had the prince, you would have both knights, which are still good in scoring, and then, you know, something like Marissa clears the board, and then you can use the being very close in points and just 1 or 2 ahead, and then having those knights to just kind of close the game out.
So we're going to throw Marissa down here, and you might think, that looks really strange, she's not connected to anything. But it's because I know that they have initiative. They are behind in points. They're going to reveal first. If they take the prince space and use their big backup, great, Marissa's going to come after you. And she'll get 2 triggers at least of Niall Flynn's +2 then, and she'll get the +2 from Harry Tyler in the prince space, so hopefully they do that. And I talked it up, and they didn't even do it.
But now you just get, like you said, you get a big rook. It's
Well, now I
that's
get
the
a big
plan.
rook. Yeah.
That's the thing with cards with those little bit of randomness. You really want to set yourself up so that you're in a situation where no matter what the outcome is, you're happy.
It's a win-win.
And then you can really use them to full power.
Yeah. Never underestimate the power of Big Rook. It's a very, very good place to be. Yeah, well said,
Yeah.
Blackwing Studio. So, comfortably winning this one, so we're gonna just go into the realm of fighting stuff.
Just gotta clean up at this point. That's the. And again, you know, if for some reason I don't think they're playing any kind of combos, but if they had a proper combo deck with some scoring potential, so Kingston will give them a little bit of a boost. But sometimes just playing those cards out just to score a bit more. Oh, wow, that is.
I think
that's a good Leo.
Might be the biggest Leo I've ever seen. 17 points from Leo Stein.
Yeah, no, that's gotta be up there.
That's gotta be some kind of record. Wow. This is good. This is good. We're clawing back the record here.
Yeah. It's only wins from here on out. That's the rule.
That's what I want to hear. That's the kind of confidence. Oh, yes! Sophia's getting a big upgrade. Look at that. You love to see it. Oh, nearly there. Nearly at the next edition. Can't wait. Not sure which edition I'm hoping for Sophia, actually.
I'd love the black and white one. Or the
really cool.
black and white with a red background as well.
I actually think the way that she's kind of posed, right, with she's got that kind of impactful power stare, like the rainbow kind of foil ripples around.
Ooh.
Actually, I think it looked really, really good.
Yeah.
Toreador as well. Yeah, I think it's badass.
Full blood red as well, maybe that would be like
my
a
God.
real.
Oh my God, you know what we're doing, George.
Okay, it's time.
It's time. We're going straight
It's
back to
time.
that hit Brucata deck. Oh, it's
The
happening.
stars have aligned.
Oh my days. Happy day. Alright. Who are we taking out here? Looks like murder is back on the
Murder
menu, boys.
It's indeed back on the menu.
So Lan-Chan,
Yeah.
goodbye. Toru unlocks so much for me here. So who else might we look to get rid of or change? You can see my cat in the background there.
Oh yeah. Staring at the door.
Staring at the door. I'm afraid he hasn't worked out how to operate doors. I should probably go let him out. Forgive me, audience, but you know, animal welfare and all that. We're gonna get let Franny out.
He's going to immediately want to come back in, though. So yeah, we'll have to have a look what Brucata could slot in, I'm thinking.
There we go. Bit of cat cam. Twitch loves cat cam, right? That's
Yeah. We need a permanent cat cam in the other corner.
oh well, you know, missed the opportunity. I've only got the one webcam. That's
For now.
well, that's good quality anyway.
Looking at the deck
not-
list, I'm thinking maybe Shaloa.
Yeah. What to remove in favour of Yomi?
Yeah. And then maybe make space for Yomi. Maybe also put Carlo back in, because being able to suicide Carlo is quite nice.
Yeah, because you can just throw Carlo into a conflict that he's going to lose. Potentially on an enemy rook or something to boost your prince even. I think I'll potentially get rid of some of these non-Hecata cards aren't really fitting as well anymore. I've got Nile for the Leo buff and the Yomi buff and the Asano buff, all makes sense. Marissa, not sure what she's really doing for me here, but then I need a big powerful card near the end.
Yeah, she is just a good late game play, especially if you can get ahead on points. Marissa keeps you ahead on points, which is nice. Maybe this deck is sorted?
Who else do I need in this deck that I've got? I mean, Stuart is suddenly tempting again because of Toru.
Stuart. I mean, because then Stuart, Toru, Yomi is like, does your opponent want to play cards? Good luck. That's
Well, Yomi's not going to be killing anything, murdering anything, so I'm thinking about the sheriff to turn Yomi into a point scorer.
That's a good shout.
So and then I'll probably keep Grendel, but I'm actually going to remove Shifa. And then I'll probably remove Tim. Now, hear me out here. It's because of Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah.
And then I'll put the sheriff in there. So this is more about me murdering my own cards. Through conflicts and winning conflicts with the opponent. Now, is that going to work?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Which counter will you update?
How will I counter myself this time?
Yeah.
But I think it should be fun. Whatever happens, and to me, that's really the aim of playing CCGs in the first place, is cooking up very strange and fun and interesting ways to play. Come on, Yomi! I want to see Yomi do some crazy things.
Yeah.
Yomi's one
when
of my
Yomi
favorite
gets
cards.
going.
Yeah.
It's great.
For those who are unaware, Yomi, when one of your cards is murdered, she becomes very vengeful, and she'll move to an enemy card with less power than her, and just immediately fight it. And she can do this multiple times a turn. Just heaps of fun. Okie dokie. So I think putting Toru down early would be nice.
Yeah. 10-1.
Safest spot
Toru
on the board.
Into either Neil or Sheriff. You get so many options here. Based on what else you draw. Because Sheriff's also a little bit better as just being a 1 power higher rook, which is nice. But
I think I'm going to go for both. I'm being greedy because they didn't have a turn 1 play. So I'm happy to go a little bit slower and just kind of build up really solidly. Mr. Moore scuppering my plans somewhat because I of course love to go and deal with him. But there we go, we've got Nile and Sheriff down, which is lovely. Now this is the problem with a lot of combo decks, is that you don't want to go for the scoring spaces in the middle row there. You're busy setting up all your combo engines and all your stuff on the back line. And there's a certain point where it becomes too cumbersome. You've got too many combo pieces and too many things in your back line. Such is kind of the case right now. I'm not drawing any of my frontline pieces that want to go and fight stuff or want to necessarily go and die. I will happily throw a Morag into that Horatio though.
Yeah, that's always good. Morag can also be quite good in these.
Morag won't die because it's Buckingham Palace.
Morag Knight. And then either you get a knight, 3 points, or Morag gets murdered, 3 points.
How about both?
Yeah, I see it. I see the vision.
So this will turn Sheriff into a slightly stronger rook, which is lovely. It's a shame I didn't draw Yomi, isn't it?
Yeah, Yomi would have been great here, just cleaning up cleaning up Adrian, getting all those Neil buffs. Go for Horatio Drake's head in the end. But you keep getting more. I mean, Morag's real utility is that you get a stitched back together in your hand. So if you draw Yomi a bit later, you can do it again, and you can just keep doing it and keep getting murder triggers and keep.
I'm feeling good about Marissa as well. So here's the question: do I put Marissa on the knight or the prince? I think I'm going to go for the prince, and the reason why, Marissa's going to move out either way. She could finish in the knight or prince, but in this case, what I want to do is deny the points that they're getting. So I'll get the Nile buff here. I should be totally safe in this conflict. What I want to do is stop them from scoring prince space points. I'd rather do that because I can't murder their prince. So Marissa's kind of my only way of getting a ratio out of the prince space here.
Yeah, and there's the nice thing about this kind of Brucata hybrid deck is that when the murder side, is not quite as effective, the Bruja side comes out. When the Bruja side, when you need to deal with bigger power, when you need to deal with those situations, the murder side comes through, gives you synergies, gives you points.
Okay, we finally drew Yomi. She is violent.
She is.
So we'll do that. They might take the Mindless Corpse Knight. They may go elsewhere. We'll see what they do. They've played a single card, which is Sir Kingston. Ouch. But we hedged our bets here to take the Knight space as well. Which we won't do. Oh no, I miscalculated. Sheriff's giving us support.
Got Sadako, so does the maths work out? Let's see.
I mean, they don't have a lot of cards on board.
Yeah.
They do have the Prince and a Knight.
Is always the downside with the big elitist decks that you just don't. You're spending so much effort putting big cards down, you don't have as many cards in play.
No, that's unfortunate. We're going to go again because we, I kind of prophesized that at the beginning.
Extremely close. If Yomi as Knight, would have done it, I think.
This is what happens when you build an overly convoluted combo deck, You don't draw
thinking about
all of the precise pieces in all of the precise orders that you need to draw them in. Did I over-engineer my deck? Possibly. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. Okay, so we have time for a couple more here. We'll see if we can get a win with this Brucata deck. Yeah. That's right. Surely.
This is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's
Draw skill issue. Yeah.
Imagine
mean, it
believe
does
in the
say
heart of the cards.
does say that the Madness Network chooses my plays. So it's not actually me. It's the Madness Network.
Yeah. Hmm.
Searching for a while here.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected it to take this long.
Let me try that again. Would you say your favorite current archetype is, George?
I mean, I'm biased. It's the late game discard archetype is definitely gonna be the most. I love discarding card games. I love those. I love kind of hand manipulation and stuff like that. It's a very fun new archetype to play around with. But I think each of the archetypes, that's kind of the joy of it. It's kind of, I quite like rotating between a few different decks to pick up on every archetype has different little strengths and weaknesses to it to make it really fun to play. I'll always lean more combo-y. Oof on the opening hand. Yeah, that's usually kind of my style. But I love to try all the different decks, and it's important to really get a good grip of how all the decks feel to play and what their actual competitive pros and cons are, because we're constantly making sure that there should always be options for counterplay. And it's quite a nice thing about the strategic layer of the game that the strategy layer of just winning conflicts, just beating cards, it gives you an avenue for counterplay. If someone's playing a combo deck, you can just go fight their combo pieces. It's good to always be testing out, always be trying how it actually feels on ladder. But yeah. What about you, Tom? What's your favorite archetype right now?
I'm partial to beasts right now. Aggro. I'm having a lot of fun with that deck. I already had a deck like that. We built the Herald deck on stream. I'm enjoying those two. I do really enjoy my Violent deck as well. I have to say though, I think in designing the game, designing out all the cards, I think Murder and Murder was probably always my favorite archetype, and it is combo. It's a combo archetype. It's about setting up your pieces and kind of watching the dominoes fall down in perfect order. But it's a little bit more than that because you've got all of this removal as well, kind of baked into it. I just find it very full of tomfoolery, shall we say?
Yeah, it definitely that kind of bit of combo, bit of control is a really fun aspect to Murder. It gives you these kind of unique setups.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got a interesting choice to make here.
Yeah, I made a choice. I put Grendel down, and it kind of worked out exactly like I wanted it to. So I got the Nile buff. The Nile buff would have already traded with Mr. Moore, but now it will win, which I'm chuffed about because Mr. Moore was getting a little bit annoying there. I didn't score any points, but this puts me in a position to claw this game back, essentially.
That is always a good thing. That when the point totals are really close, that having control of the board is such a valuable thing.
I'm gonna go. Oh no, I can't Ophelia because of Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, and Vincent's masterpiece. So you would not steal and then not murder.
I think I want Yomi down, but I don't actually have Toru down, so maybe Yomi's the wrong choice.
I mean, Yomi Prince is with
Prince.
Neil. She's violent, so you just get 10 power Prince.
Stake. We're in. We're locked in.
Yeah. Again, I think Yomi does have quite a lot of value in these hybrid decks because with the buff from Neil, she's a 5/10. Like that's a really good, a good stat line. A nice, she's really fun and exciting when you actually get her to pop off, when you get to use her synergies. But even if you don't, she's still good and she's still a solid game piece. You can still just take spaces with her. And that's a value. And obviously there's a little bit of a kind of fun counterplay skill expression thing where if your opponent can make one of your cards be murdered, then Yomi might move out of a scoring space that you don't expect. But you can also kind of play around that. Mr. Stewart is great redundancy against that, because if Yomi moves out of the scoring space and the space is empty, Mr. Stewart might fill it in with a corpse, which is always a fun. It's funny when you get a corpse prince.
I'm going for a corpse knight here. This is the play. No. We'll see if it happens.
Yeah. And again, there Yomi just being a powerhouse, really, just having good board control.
Oh, would you? Yes. Look at that.
Excellent. Perfectly planned.
That's poetry in motion, that is. Okay, so if they go for a really big prince here, I'm just going to go straight back for it with Marissa, who will move backwards into the prince space after defeating Kaufman.
I like it.
Oh, but we got him anyway. No worries.
Oh.
No problem. Up to 6 wins, 3 losses. We'll take it. We'll take it. Marissa gets to go on a jolly. Bit of a walk around the park, you know.
Marissa's lovely day out.
Okie dokie, not too bad, not too bad. I mean, this deck is not quite there yet. It needs a couple more pieces to build itself to be a little bit more reliable. At the moment, it is so dependent on the draw. But we're going to go for one more play here, and the reason is that I want to see Yomi fly around the board.
Yeah, chasing the dragon.
I want to see it. I want to see it. Oh, Blackwing Studio, congratulations. You hit top 50 leaderboard with a sub 200 collection level. That is brilliant. You should be hyped. Well done. Awesome display. You get the tip of the cap from us too. That's great to see. And I mean, that's exactly what we want to see happening, right? We know we've got all these different cards in the game, and there's some that are accessible early game and some late game, but the game should be competitive no matter what. So well done, you. You've absolutely smashed that. Thank you for the kind words. We're in love with this game too, and I love you
lovely.
too, Random Citizen.
It's so heartwarming to see the community engagement with it, and to see people care about it, because we've poured so much love into this that it's amazing to finally be globally launched and accessible to everyone. Thank you. Digging the turn 1 and 2 plays here. This is a good.
They're good.
Sadako Caesar.
I'm feeling good about it. I'm gonna go for Mr. Stewart here. I've actually got my Discord on Do Not Disturb, but I didn't realise that it sent notifications anyway. So I want to hold Asano's Wraith back because I'd love to actually get some murder triggers with them now that I've got Caesar and Sadako down. We've got Initiative, which is Happy Days. We need to draw Toru Asano.
Yeah, they are gonna James the Bloodhound, whatever you play first.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah. Invite him over to get defeated.
Oh no.
Oh.
Well, that was sad. Right, let's start getting some murder triggers. Still no Toru.
I think we've lost visual.
Oh, my apologies. I'll make sure to fix these little hiccups before the next stream. And there will be more streams. We're committed to doing the Card Haven regularly, so that you can get see some gameplay, see some devs. And it won't just be our pretty faces either. There'll be a few more people doing it
Yeah.
as well.
Get some more members of the team to come and talk about the game. Come and talk about their favorite decks and do some gameplay. We do have the announcement stream for the next season and things tomorrow as well.
Other
5:30
things.
British summertime. More things, yeah, more things. Yeah. To tune in and see.
Okay, final round up here. We've got Sheriff down. Very tempting to Eileen.
Oh, that's losing by 1 point to the Eileen is a great
Losing
play.
by 1 point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Throw Eileen in there, and then throw a monster on the other night space, just in case.
Yeah.
Murder is a cruel mistress.
True. But it's such an important part of the whole game, like the meta game and the kind of the different archetypes as well. Because without murder, archetypes like elitists kind of run rampant, where you just have big, massive cards that are hard to disrupt. You need murder to come in and blow them up. Like,
Yes.
it happened. You got to Yomi.
I got to Yomi. I'm so happy.
Nice.
Yeah, what
To
I really
win.
need in there is a Bruno, right?
Yeah.
And
Ooh,
then
yeah.
one more piece, so that if I don't draw Toru, I can at least draw Bruno. Got a couple of 0 power cards in there. For decks to be effective with the kind of engine that you've built and the theme that you have in mind, make sure you build a few redundancies in there, because the chance of you drawing that 1 in 15, because there's 15 cards in your deck at the time that you need them, it's not reliable enough to build a whole strategy around. But if it's 2 out of 15, 3 out of 15, that gives you the rates of draws that you can feel confident that you can play your strategy effectively, often enough, that it's going to be consistent. I think we've got time for maybe 1 or 2 more games here. So what would we like to see?
Ooh, let's have a look. Is there any more suggestions? Any more requests from chat? New archetypes you want to see? Cards you want to see built around?
I think I might build around Bloodcaller's pack.
Just fill the board.
I'm going to fill the board. So we're going to go right up to the top here. We'll throw a bonus Angry Deer in there as well.
Yeah. You got it.
So Jillian generates a token. You can see where I'm going with this. Penelope generates a token. Lone Chen generates a token. Sanjay Ali generate tokens. Ember generates a token.
Yeah, I could see it.
This is known as speed deck building. Mr. Stewart generates tokens. Robbie's crew technically generates tokens. I think
Technically.
a Ravi. How many beasts have I got? I mean, Bloodcaller's pack is a beast.
It is.
So we'll throw that in there. We'll throw the cheeky deer in because we promised. Brandon Wright generates 2-cost tokens, which is great.
Yeah. Madison
Harriet.
Wolf does as well.
Madison Wolf does as well. At this point, we've got enough beasts. I think I should put Haji in. And then the Bloodcaller.
That's a deck.
The pack. I
The
call
pack.
it the pack.
I like it.
How many cards can we have on the board?
Yes.
I mean, this was fairly quickly thrown together.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Is it a deck or is it a pile of 15
No.
cards? We'll find out.
It's a pack.
It's a pack of cards.
Only plays aggro. That should be my title right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All that.
all that just to draw Westminster.
All that to draw Westminster and then to not draw a card I
Yeah,
can play.
like half your deck is random ass one costs just because they're cheap. Like,
These are all of my most expensive cards. You realise that, right? It's like all of them.
So,
at
you know, it's
once.
fine. Now you've got all the synergy pieces, so now you'll only draw one cost for the rest of the game.
It
It's like...
should be. Yeah. I also need to draw Blood Caller's Pack. Oh, there he is. The best card in the game. Carl Craven.
I know that's your personal pet card, Carl Craven. He's not very effective in his current board position, but yeah, there is some fun tech being discovered. Some new Craven secrets being uncovered by the community, which is very cool to see.
Yeah, he's one of the most tomfoolery cards there is. Is the best way of summarising it.
Oh, miss on the Travis from them though. Bold.
It was bold. Oh, and it did not pay off. It's okay. This deck doesn't come into its own until, next game. There's Herald, who we can't really use.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, watch this. My Miss Harriet is going to summon a street dog onto Simon Lee, which is going to win me this conflict. I will it.
I like the ambition.
Ah! It's not going well, guys. Our swarm deck of putting as many cards as possible on the board has got 3 cards on the board right now.
What do you mean vibe?
No, it's got 4. It's got 4. I think this is down to really, really bad luck.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, you made a deck of low costs and then drew exactly none of them.
This feels like a 1 in 100. Yeah. Angry deer indeed. The deer is angry. Yeah.
Mm.
This game isn't over. It's just nearly over.
You can possibly put down a lot of cards. You still got quite a lot of cheap things. If you can hold on to the print space, maybe you'll get a good comeback.
So my worry is that they've got a lot more support than me. So I'm kind of tempted to put Madison Wolf where Brandon White is, but then I can't really play enough cards. Well, okay, this could take us to sudden death.
Oh, very exciting.
Oh. So it's sudden death.
So the thing is, I think you come out quite well off sudden death here, because you've got... Like, if they're playing Bloodcaw as the print... James Bloodhound as Prince...
Oh, the monstrosity moved!
No!
No!
Oh! The monstrosity coming from the top ropes to lose the game!
That's it. That's it. We go again.
Oh,
this is
God.
it.
I love the chaos of the move cards and the monstrosities. It's so silly.
This is the last game of the evening, unfortunately, but we must go again. I think I forgot to
you
update a
can't.
lot of my losses in the last two Brucata games as well. I think we're actually might be 6-6 here. So
Oh no.
that was.
Yeah.
Do you know? I think I actually designed the monstrosity as well, which just makes that sting even harder. That's
Yeah. Yeah. Hoisted by your own petard.
oh no, the tomfoolery was too strong. This time we have a turn 1 play. We can get Mr. Stewart out. We can really start to ramp up the cards on the board here. Here we go, board presence. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. Oh, TQ. What I mean is the last game on stream. You can guarantee I'm going to be playing this later.
Gotta get those ranks up between streams, you know? You gotta...
Well, I mean, I was so thrilled to globally launch, because then I can start playing for real on a live profile and really getting it up there. It's hard to describe what that feeling's like. It's a pure joy.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is great.
It is great, yeah.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's so much fun working on this game. It's so cool. It's amazing to work on something that you really believe in and you really care for, and it's just so wonderful to see the wonderful community that we've got as well, and see all our amazing players come in and have fun and uncover exciting new strategies, and it's yeah, and discover the pains of Westminster all for themselves.
It's okay, because that was actually the riskier play. I've played probably a better play now. 6-power monstrosity in the rook's place. Just ready. Ready to cause havoc. Oh, Bruno.
Ooh, the Bruno. Maybe he'll just, I don't know, kill Theo or something. Murder Theo.
Not my corpse. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Miss Harriet's definitely going to hit Sheriff.
Yeah.
Or will she? No, I don't love it, because she'll hit accident then and just score them some points.
I love the... It's so hard to pull off, but it's incredibly cheeky if you can get Acton as Prince with a massive rook. It just...
So I'm going
forces your
to
opponent.
go for this, because, you know, Madison at least generating
Yeah.
a wolf. If she attacks and loses, Monstrosity will defeat Theo.
Monstrosity will trade with Theo. And
Oh, that's unfortunate.
oof. 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 That's possibly the worst outcome you could have gotten.
Okay, this monstrosity is gonna absolutely pop off for me. Oh,
Oh, Ravi, of course. I forgot her. Oh, oh no! This loss has been sponsored by Gangrel Monstrosities.
and Bruno.
Oh, that is amazing.
Is it? Is it, George?
It sucks for you. Wow, yeah.
There were so many 0 power cards on the board. It's just... Oh, Bloodcaller, buddy, I don't think there's enough beasts on the board for you to be useful here.
Yeah, no, that... Don't feed Leo more points. Oof to the board state.
I got 1,000 yards there right now. I've been scarred. I'm defeated. Acton Blackburn's points don't seem so bad now. Yeah, alright. Oh, oh, I can cry. That's a rough one. That's a rough one. Random question. Given what you know now, if you had to start learning game design all over again, where/how would you start? So, as someone who did not formally study game design and learned a lot on the job and through free time, I would say play a lot of games. Play a lot of games and start noticing what you see. It's kind of as simple as that. Ask lots of questions, try and network with people,
and try building stuff and
Yeah.
playtest it before you're ready.
Yeah.
Get some pieces, get a pack of playing cards, just normal playing cards, and maybe if you're feeling spicy, a whiteboard marker and you know, a table, and just make something and get some people to play it. Get some friends to play it, and then get some strangers to play it, and get feedback and get honest input, and you will never feel quite ready. This Clans of London, in its earliest form, in its paper prototyping, we had some people local to us in Lovington come in and playtest the game before we were quite happy with it, before we quite felt that it was done. But that, seeing the joy and the initial spark of excitement that came from those early paper prototyping sessions, what made us realize, like, oh yeah, this version of the game works really well, and that's such a hugely important part to design. Yeah, it's never too early to playtest.
Never ever.
You never lose anything from doing it. Like and you'll learn so much. And with paper prototyping, always remember paper is great because it's quick and easy, and you want to go fast, and you want to have loads of exciting, fun ideas, and then try them all. So those are the keys to design, and even those kind of philosophies are stuff we even carry through now when we, are coming up with cards for a new season. We'll make 50 cards and we'll playtest all of them, and we'll have little quick ideas and iterations and scraps who are then refined down to the perfect set of 10.
Yeah, I just echo what George said there. Never ever too early to playtest. We playtest extensively all the time, every new card that comes out, and the only way that we can do that is because we start straight away. As soon as we have an idea, we start playtesting it, we start experimenting with it. It's the absolute kind of bread and butter of game design, and from what I can tell. I started out modding, by the way, so if you're not that keen on kind of making a full game from scratch, start modding another one. You'll gain a huge amount of experience from it. And good luck. I hope you have loads of fun with it. Sadly, I mean, I'm glad that we had that conversation to kind of mask the fact that I faced an incredible defeat with the pack. Unfortunately, we are going to have to pull the stream to close there, as the card haven is closing again once more. But what I would say is that next stream that I get to kind of come along and feature on will be the redemption of the pack. That is the singular.
You'll refine it.
The singular goal I have. I don't even think it needs refining. I think I think it's just that the stars aligned against us at that point. It just needs to go again.
I appreciate your optimism.
Well, in any case, we had loads of fun. I made it to Elder. I unfortunately didn't make it much further out of Elder. But it was a really good stream. I think we showed off a little bit of stuff anyway. It was a lot of fun. And definitely tune in tomorrow at the dev stream, which is happening, which is going to be the preview of the next season coming out in Clans of London, Secrets of the City, as well as some other goodies and previews that are coming your way. So definitely tune into that. And with that, I will thank you very much from me.
Exciting times. Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you all tomorrow.
Take it easy and good night.